This is a story about a young man who came to the city chasing a dream. He grew up in a small rural town. His family didn't have much, but they had hope. He was preparing for a government job. He had already cleared a few exams, and now the final step was an interview in another city. Then the call came. His interview was scheduled for the very next morning. It should have been the happiest moment of his life, but there was one problem. He didn't have enough money to travel. He searched his small apartment, checked his wallet, counted every dollar he had. It wasn't enough. He had already borrowed from friends before and hadn't paid them back yet. Asking again would mean embarrassment he couldn't handle. The next morning, he put on his cleanest shirt, gathered his documents, and went to the bus station anyway. He told himself maybe something would work out. At the station, reality hit hard. No ticket, no ride. Disappointed and overwhelmed, he stepped outside. Across the street stood an old neighborhood church. Not because he was deeply religious, but because he felt helpless, he walked in. He sat quietly in the back and whispered, "I've worked so hard. I just need one chance." When he stepped outside and sat on the stairs, he noticed a homeless man sitting nearby with a small cup in front of him. There was some cash inside. Frustrated, the young man muttered under his breath, "Really? I'm the one trying to work and he has more money than I do?" The homeless man looked at him and gently asked, "You look troubled. Everything okay?" The young man hesitated, but finally said, "I have a job interview today in another city. I don't have enough money to get there." The man nodded slowly. Then he did something unexpected. He picked up the cash from his cup and held it out. "Take it." The young man was shocked. "I can't. You need this." The man smiled. "People don't give because I ask. They give because they want to. I get by. You have somewhere to be." With shaking hands, the young man accepted the money. "I'll come back and repay you, I promise." The man simply said, "Just do something good for someone else one day." The young man made it to the interview, and against all odds, he got the job. That evening, filled with gratitude, he rushed back to the church steps to thank the man who had changed his life in a single moment. But there was a small crowd gathered. An ambulance stood nearby. He overheard someone say, "The homeless guy who used to sit here, he passed away this afternoon. Heart condition, didn't have his medication." The young man felt his heart sink. The same man who had barely anything had given everything he had. In that moment, he understood something powerful. Sometimes the people who seem to have the least are the ones with the biggest hearts. This story teaches two things. First, never underestimate anyone. Everyone has value. Everyone has something to give. Second, when life feels impossible, help can come from the most unexpected places. And maybe one day you won't just receive a miracle, you'll become one for someone else.